Hey, YouTube viewers and Facebook viewers. Okay, this is my second installment on my Dominican Republic experience. Okay, there are a lot of questions out there about if the Dominican Republic is dangerous. And to tell you the truth, right, that's all going to come down to your perception of what is dangerous. Okay. Um, my girlfriend lived in Santo Domingo Este, right? So it's not that area of town is not a tourist attraction, right? It is a filled with many local people and everything, right? And uh, it's not zona colonial, okay? It is for the most part what we call here in America the hood. Now, with that being said, right? When I stayed there with her, we stayed several nights at her apartment, and then other nights in cabanas, and then we stayed a couple of nights at a resort. I'll talk about the resort later on in another video. But when I stayed with her at her apartment, it was me, her, and her two daughters, and her grandson. Um, I never at one time felt as though I was in danger. So, but danger comes down to a matter of perspective. Okay, so now you have to realize that I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran, and in my past life, I have also been an outlaw biker. So, with those being said, right, and having lived a somewhat, at times, violent life. Okay? My perception of danger and someone else's perception of danger are completely different. Now, if you grew up in like Beverly Hills, right? Or, what's the place in New York? Anyways, um, your perception of danger is going to be different than mine. Okay? What you view as a threat, I might not view as a threat. Okay, so like for instance, there was one night when Wendy, myself, her daughters Melanie and Patty, and our grandson Dwayne, we were all coming back from getting something to eat. We got Dominican pork and fried green bananas. Absolutely delicious. The pork was cooked where the hide, the skin, is crunchy. Loved that. Loved the crunchy, right? But anyways, okay, I regress. So, but anyways, we were on our way back, and as we were coming back, there was a national police truck parked down the street where we would go. So we turned down an earlier street, and as we were getting out of the rental car, and I closed up the gate, motorcycle come flying down the road, right, with two characters on it, and everybody's like, "Oh, get inside, get inside, get inside," and I didn't move as fast as what Wendy would have liked me to move. And when we got inside, I said, "What's the problem, baby?" It's always gangsters, 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 gangsters. So okay, so well, I'm not worried. Gangsters ain't looking for me. One, because I have nothing to do with their business. And believe it or not, in situations like that, a lot of times it has to deal with if you are interfering with their business. I wasn't interfering with their business. Been shot at several times. Um, And I just wasn't worried. And I had to explain to Wendy, like, when I saw the motorcycle coming down, they said who it was. I stood there. And I stood firm. And she was like, well, why would you do that? Well, that's easy to explain. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm not worried about them. They're not looking for me. But at the same time, you can never really show weakness, I guess, you know? So, with that being said, we also stayed at several cabanas, right? Now, if you go to the Dominican Republic, if you go to Santo Domingo, right, there are several cabanas on one strip, right? They all have different rates. And the rates vary from whether or not it's a weeknight to a weekend night, okay? So keep that in mind, right? But they're not expensive. They're not that expensive, all right? They're about like $20 to $25 US a night, right? So, but anyways, oh wait, I completely forgot. I have to do this disclaimer. I am not an expert on the Dominican Republic. I am not an expert on Dominican culture. I am not an expert on Dominican men or women. Okay? What I am telling you about is my personal experience with one Dominican woman and her family. Okay, so now we have that out of the way. And the cabanas are relatively inexpensive, and they're safe. Okay? They have staff that work there around the clock. So if you do not want to pay $150 to $200 a night in Zona Colonial, stay at a cabana. Sometimes when you pull up to the cabanas, you will see working girls out front. They are there for a reason, because sex tourism is popular there, right? So they're prostitutes. Now, I cannot tell you anything about prostitutes in the Dominican Republic. Haven't dealt with any, haven't had to deal with any, never planned to deal with any. So, that being said, anybody who wants information on that, then I can't really relay it to you. So, sorry. So, is the Dominican Republic dangerous, right? So, we went and stayed 2 nights as a family. It was me, Wendy, Melanie, Patty, and our grandson Dwayne, right? We went and stayed 2 nights at Walla, Boca Chica. Okay? Excuse me. And the reason why we did that was because I'd seen a lot of the country that Westerners don't normally see. And I was looking money-wise. I was like, well, okay, gas, food, drinks, and cabanas, the price was right. I said, baby, we can stay at Walla for 2 nights for the cost of what it's costing me to spend pretty much a day here, right? And so we agreed to go to Walla. Okay, so I said, okay, baby, let's do that. So I booked mine and Wendy's room on a Friday, right? So now, guys, here's another thing, right? If you get involved with a Dominican woman in the Dominican Republic who has children, adult or otherwise, right? If you do something like I do, your best bet is to book more than just one room at a time. Because Sunday, my last 2 days there, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? Tuesday I was flying back to the United States. So I booked the night. I booked a room for us at Walla on Sunday and Monday night. Okay. Now Sunday, and I should have saw this coming, and I slept on it. I really did, right? Because she's close with her daughters. I slept on it, and I shouldn't have. But I was able to make it up. All right, so Sunday, we're sitting around, and Wendy made breakfast for everyone, and we were talking, and I had noticed a very slight change in the demeanor of the girls. Now, it wasn't negative. It wasn't negative. They were just, it was like a little sad thing, right? Because they wanted to continue to spend time with their mother for a couple, several different reasons, which I'll get into later in dealing with long-term relationships, or long-distance relationships, excuse me. But their demeanor changed a little bit, right? So, she said, "Baby, the girls are unhappy because they thought that they weren't going to get to say goodbye to me. They wanted to get to know me better, and they wanted to spend some more time with their mother because she was going to be relocating to another country, right, for work." So, being the wise individual I am, I booked a room for them for 2 nights also. Now, because it was last minute, it was that same day. Yeah, it cost me a little bit more. But look, for real, fuck it. Made the mom happy, made them happy, made me happy. And in the end, right, like, no matter what anybody says, your own happiness is most important. My happiness is most important to me than anybody. It's just the way we're designed. Now, next to me, then comes like my mom and Wendy. They're pretty much tied, okay? And then family. And then everybody else. So, we went to the resort, right? So, now there's been a lot about resorts and deaths and everything else, right? Stayed at a resort, didn't die, okay? Made it back to the United States safe and sound. So, the problem with tourists dying in Dominican Republic is really an isolated type of incident to a couple of resorts, right? At Walla, there was no mini bar in the rooms. Okay, so all of your drinks come from the bars they have. All right, so I drank plenty of whiskey. I drank plenty of rum, and I didn't get sick, and I didn't die. Okay, so now it is tragic that there have deaths occurred in the Dominican Republic for American tourists, and it has hurt the Dominican tourist revenue, but it's also hurt American industry because most of the resorts that these incidents occurred at are owned by American companies. So, before anyone says the Dominican Republic is not safe to travel to, I will tell you from personal experience, the Dominican Republic is safe to travel to. Actually, I felt safer in Santo Domingo Este with Wendy and her family and going to some spots that Westerners just don't go to than I did when I had traveled to Cancun, Mexico and stayed at an all-inclusive resort there. And went to a place where there were a lot of vendors for arts, crafts, and everything like that, right? So, right now, Mexico is a more dangerous place to travel to than the Dominican Republic. America is a more dangerous place to travel throughout than traveling to the Dominican Republic. I really can't stress that enough. All right? The difference is that here in America, we are used to seeing what we're used to seeing. And then when you go someplace else, it's new. All right? So you really don't know exactly what you're looking at until you look at it. Okay? So, if you plan to... One thing that is definitely dangerous in the Dominican Republic: driving. If you plan on renting a car and driving, be prepared. There is a severe lack of stop signs and traffic lights. And traffic lights that don't always work. You will have to, in city traffic, you will have to force your way out into traffic so you can get where the hell you want to go. Because people are not going to stop. I'll tell you that right now. Witness that firsthand. I'm going to put a series of videos together on an editor and put them on this channel too to show everybody what it's like to drive in Santo Domingo and other areas of the Dominican Republic. Just be prepared for it. It's crazy. They don't drive like here in the United States. There's no using signals. There's no right of way. It's your way. That's the only way I can phrase it, really. All right, so, but anyways, after staying in Santo Domingo Este, right, and then we went and visited Zona Colonial. It's a very beautiful part of town. It really is, with a lot to offer. Dominican Republic is not dangerous, folks. It really is not. That's a simple fact of the matter. Danger comes down to perception. And if you believe everything that the United States media machine pumps out, you're going to think it's the most dangerous place in the world. And you know what? As some of the most beautiful people in the world, and some of the nicest people in the world. All right? The most dangerous thing I did, the most in danger I felt, okay, was, like I smoke, okay? And I smoke Newports. Now, Wendy smokes, and she smokes Marlboro Lights, right? Now, in the Dominican Republic, Marlboros are much more popular than Newports. So, if you want a Newport, and you're a Newport smoker like me, you have to go search for that shit. Because people don't have it. Alright? So, the most dangerous thing that happened to me was, we was at the resort. And I went to the gift shop and I bought Wendy a couple packs of Marlboro Lights. She was tired. I said, baby, look, I'm going to go find me a pack of Newports. A half a pack. They sell them in half a packs there. So instead of 20, you get 10. Right? But anyways, so I told Wendy. Wendy was like, oh, no, don't go, baby, don't go, it's dangerous, it's dangerous. I was like, baby, I'll be okay, I take care of myself. You go ahead and rest, and I'll be right back. So, as I left the resort in Boca Chica and started walking down the street, I stopped at a place, stopped at another place, stopped at another place, nobody had Newports, right? Okay, so, as I was walking, there was a young man who approached me and said, what are you looking for? Oh, wait, let me go back. As I was walking, there was also a prostitute that approached me. I said, no gracias. I'm with my novia, my girlfriend. So, no gracias, right? Okay, so, then as I walked, right, younger guy, maybe about early 30s, he stopped me. He said, hey, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking to find some Newports. He said, oh, I know the exact store. I know the exact store for you to go to get Newports. It's okay. So then as we walked, he called on this other guy. Now, this is the only time I felt the least little bit in danger, right? That I might get rolled. Okay? Now, but because I know I can take care of myself, I wasn't that scared. So the guy talked to me. He's like, where you from? I said, I'm from Philadelphia. Oh, okay. I've got a girlfriend, well, an ex-girlfriend in Philadelphia. He said, okay. And he said, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for Newports. Oh, I know the store you need to go to, right? So we go in the store, and so I asked the guy, how much? Guy tells me, oh, 400 pesos. I was like, nah, fuck that bullshit. I said, never mind, I'll go get Marlboros. Well, no, that's the best price in town. I was like, no, that's not the best price in town. What are you willing to pay? I said, I'm willing to pay 300 pesos for a half pack. Okay, how many you want? I said 2. Okay, we'll do 300. So always remember, wherever you go, all right, prices are not set in stone like in America. Unless it's like at a restaurant and they're right there on the menu what the price of what you want to eat is, right? If you go to a store and somebody tells you something, then just beware of what it might actually be, okay? So then as we left, he said, hey, I showed you a place to get Newports. Maybe you buy me something to eat. And I stopped and I thought, and I told myself, I said, you know what? I said, no, not going to buy you anything to eat. He claimed he worked at the resort where I was staying. But that's because they put a wristband on you when you're staying there so that they know that you're staying there, right? Said, you know what? You help me out. Don't worry about it. So I'll tell you what. I'll give you 200 pesos. You get whatever you want to eat. Because if he hadn't, I wouldn't have walked down that street that far to get Newports that I enjoy smoking, right? 200 pesos equals about like $4 US. So it was a tip. It was a tip for him. I said, no, here's 200 pesos. You get what you want to eat. You're a man, I'm a man. I'm not going to buy something for you. So what did he do with the 200? I don't know. Really don't care. But anyways, I'm going to cut this off now. The Dominican Republic is not dangerous. Okay? I've lived in much more dangerous neighborhoods in South Philadelphia, Northeast DC, than anywhere I went in the Dominican Republic. Now, I'm not saying there's not dangerous areas in the Dominican Republic, right? But you have to use your goddamn common sense. If you feel like you shouldn't be going into a certain area, then fuck it, don't go. If you're a tourist and you just want to stick to the touristy areas, stick to the touristy areas. But you know what, right? If you are naive and you go into some shit you don't think you should go into and you get rolled, your problem, not ours. So, but anyways, this is the end of this installment of my videos. I am grateful to my girlfriend Wendy. I'm grateful to her family. I am grateful to her daughters. I'm grateful to everyone in the Dominican Republic who showed me love and helped take care of me. Looked out for me. Watched my back. Can't thank you enough. And for my fellow Americans, please take everything I say with a grain of salt and just accept shit for what it is. You know? if you go with a certain perception of some place, that perception is what you're going to see. But if you go with an open mind and you see what the people are truly like and what they're about, it's truly a beautiful thing. It really is. And with that, I wish everyone peace out and good night. Be sharing this on Facebook. Not a big social media guy, so if you would hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more videos that are coming up. Okay? Love y'all. Peace. Wendy, love you, baby. Melanie, Patty, and Dwayne, I love you too. I'm doing these videos for all of us. Alright, everyone. Peace out.